A modern electric and convertible version of the infamous BMW Evetta? Seriously?
Durch das Anwachsen der Städte und die Zunahme des Verkehrs ist der Weg zur Arbeitsstätte und zur Schule zu einem Problem geworden.
Check this out. I'll be honest, I sort of can't believe this thing is real. I mean, love it or hate it, this thing's gonna make you feel something instantly. That much I can promise you. Guys, what a crazy and bizarre time to be a motorhead. This swap to electric is sort of bringing out all the crazy in the plain view, and yep, I sort of just love what's happening right now in the auto world. What's up, motorheads, and welcome back to Gearbox Pizza. And as far as I can tell, we're sort of just bringing you all sorts of weird stuff lately, and yep, this one doesn't exactly buck the trend either. Hang out for a second while we show you a little peek at the underbelly of the new and strange small and independent electric automaking world. Okay, so what exactly is this thing? Well, it's the Evetta, and if it sort of looks familiar, well, that's because BMW already made this thing, but like 60 years ago. And yeah, it was crazy bizarro then, and it's sort of crazy bizarro now, but having said that, look, I sort of love it. Oh, and then there's this even crazier convertible version of this thing, seriously. Oh, and there's another thing. This also might look familiar because there's a very similar company that's more or less making the exact same car. Yep, if you've been around the channel for a bit, I'm sure you've probably even thought this was going to be a follow-up video to the Microlino. If you're not aware, well, like I said, it is sort of the exact same thing except it's Swiss made, while this fella right here is made from the land of huge beers and big brats. So don't worry about the Microlino right now. I'm sure we'll end up doing a comparison video soon. And boy, I'd hate for you to miss out on that. So what do you say, yeah, about a little bit of sub button action, just a little bit. That way you'll just be so far in the know that you'll be the envy of all your fellow motorhead buddies, and you can support the channel a little bit. Lord knows we could use it. I mean, look at that pathetic sub count. I mean, it's almost embarrassing, but whatever, don't really care. All right, sorry for rambling on. Let's just get into the goods. So this fella's gonna be offered in 3 flavors, 2 of which are hardtop, with the third being that totally nutty convertible. The hardtop appears to be offered in either this 2-tone white and apricot color pair or this sort of muted blue and black. Both are cool. The convertible, which they're calling the Evetta Open Air, looks to be offered in this, well, I don't know, what do you call this, champagne maybe? I don't know. How about metallic cashew butter? I think that sounds better than champagne, yeah. Oh, and one other thing, and again, this might be the weirdest version of this thing yet. I mean, check this out. It looks like they're actually gonna make a commercial cargo version of this thing. Now, I can't imagine there's going to be too many practical uses for this other than some, I don't know, some potential marketing ideas for some big brands. I mean, not really sure who this is for. All right, moving on. So what about the specs? All right, so the hardtop version looks to be getting a 14 kilowatt hour battery, while the convertible is gonna come with an 18 kilowatt hour battery. So there's a lot of different info out there, but from what I can tell, it looks like both of these will have about 120 mile range, which is actually plenty. I mean, this is the definition of a city car, one you can park just about anywhere, and it's actually short enough to park perpendicular to other cars, so that's cool. Top speed's not quite enough to get Dominic Toretto out of bed, but hey, 56 miles an hour is probably just about as fast as you want to go in something like this, so no problem there. Now, one of the benefits of these tiny little batteries is that they should charge pretty quick. I mean, even from just about any outlet. Like the Microlino, I don't believe these can even take a true level 2 charge, so you'll charge this thing more or less like you charge your cell phone. The good news is that you can just throw an extension cord in the back and basically charge anywhere. I'd assume that this will charge just about as quickly as a Microlino, which should take, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours to get a decent charge, meaning I think you should be able to expect to get a minimum of about 5 miles of range per charge hour and maybe a little bit more, but we'll have to see. But remember, as a city car, you just don't really need that much range. Okay, so what about the price? Again, there's a variety of info out there, but generally speaking, I think the hardtop should run you about 20 grand, while the convertible is gonna cost you about 33 grand. Now, I wouldn't exactly call this cheap, especially the convertible, but hey, I'm personally a fan of any new EV that's priced closer to a Civic than a Rivian. All right, so a bit of bad news, and just like the Microlino, it is unlikely that this Bulldog is gonna make its way to North America anytime soon. I mean, it's possible, and just like everything else, if there's a market, and I mean a real market for something like this, well, somebody's gonna figure it out. Now, this is just me thinking out loud a bit, but if you converted this thing to a 3-wheeler, Yep, with like a fat single wheel in the back. Well, then you can sort of get around all those silly safety laws. And, all right, they're not silly, they're actually super important, I know, but hey, the facts is the facts. Three-wheeled cars can just get away with so much more than a regular car. But anyway, the real question though, would people even want or buy this thing here? And I'm not exactly sure what the answer is. I mean, what do you guys think?